lost connection even when I came back from airplane mode. So I apologize if you were watching and the screen went blank. I have just been sewing on the strap, and that's all I'm doing. I'm coming in the end of part one, or the side one. So this live will actually be in two parts. Lesson learned: don't touch the screen when you're doing a live. So anyway, we're going to continue on. This will be now part two of the live for the Babydoll tank top. I am just top stitching the strap. Let's go ahead and give a little back stitch right here and lift the foot pedal. Woo, pull that out. It's nice and long, which is great. It gives you a lot of slack for if you need to make adjustments. All right. Now we're coming in on the last side. We're almost there. Like I said, top stitching just makes it a little bit neater. Keeps it from getting twisted. And back stitch again. And done. Okay. Let's snip our threads. There we go. Okay. So now our strap is done. Now, we're just going to set that aside because there's nothing else that we have to do with that. So the next thing that we are going to do, I'm going to put this up so you can see. We've done the armholes, but now we need to create the casing around the neck to put the strap in. So we're going to measure that off, get it pinned in place, sew it together, and we will go ahead and talk about adding a hem and the trim. So let's take a good look at what we have so far. There we are. Okay, so this is the top, because remember I put a little pin in the top in the center to hold those two seams together. So I'm actually going to turn it towards me, it'll be easier. Now I'm just going to finger press this open. You can do it with a regular machine, and actually you can do a nice pressing once you're done, which is probably what I will do. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to hold that open. Okay. So there we are. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're actually going to take this pin out, and we are just going to make a casing. And we're going to take it down. Let's measure it. Should be about 1 inch. Yep, right on. You're going to take it down 1 inch. Both sides. Because remember, we put a sleeve in, or an armhole in. So there is a front and the back. And what I do with my pins, they're never where I want them. Just gonna hold this down in place. I'm not gonna put a lot of pins in, just enough to hold it. Finger press it in place and pin. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. So let's flip it over. Again, press that center seam open. Oops. There we go. I had accidentally pinned together. Shame on me. Okay. And we are just going to, again, come down about an inch. There we go. This will be really tight when we go to feed it through, but you want it that way. You want it to be tight so that your strap doesn't constantly move. That way you won't feel exposed. And we are almost at the end. I'll put one here and one here. Okay, so we have the casing pinned in place. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to turn it around and we're going to take a good look at our hem. As you can see, it's pretty darn close, which is actually kind of amazing. Because many times, like I've said, that bandanas are, no matter what they say, they are not perfect. They just aren't. So with this one, it's close enough that I don't really have to put a hem in the bottom. If yours is off, go ahead and cut across the bottom and then give it a 1/4 inch hem. Just turn it twice, 1 and 2, and then give it a little hem all the way around the bottom if you need to. I don't feel like I need to. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to stitch across the top for the casings. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my lace trim, and I do sew it to the back side. I usually start, well, I'll probably start on a side. We'll press this open like this, and then just start sewing it. As you can see, mine has that very little top, that little piece across the top. So we'll put it on and sew it on the underside all the way around. There we go. Like that. It's easier to add the trim before you gather it. So I'm going to move my, put this over here. And let's move our pins to the machine. Let's move you guys to the machine. And let's grab our bandana tunic, and we're going to very easily, oh, I didn't get it pinned together, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Making sure I didn't accidentally pin the front to the back, which I have been known to do. Because, you know, accidents happen. Now with this, I'm going to sew as close to the edge. Here's what I'm folded down. Fold as close to the edge of what you folded down as possible. Just run a straight stitch. Keep it very, 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 very narrow. Make sure you're not accidentally sewing the back to the front, which I have also done. when I was, in a hurry, not paying attention. And just so you guys know, we are almost to the end of this project. Getting there, getting there, getting there. Let's take this pin out. Almost to the end on the front part. And back stitch. Ooh, there we go. You're not going to believe this, but I think, let me double check, I might, let me check my bobbin, I think I might, oh yeah, it's getting way down to the end. So I will add this to my little thread bin. We are going to need, I now need more thread. I thought there was enough on this bobbin, but apparently not, so let's just go ahead and fill this. Where's the hole? There it is. Okay. My bobbins are weird. Some of them look like they have a hole, and then the other two holes are fake. I'm not sure why, but anyway. No big deal. We'll just go ahead and fill this up. Oh, I've got to turn on chat. There we go. If anyone has any questions, please pop it in the comments. Again, I apologize for the first live disappearing. So you'll see this under my live tab. It'll say, this one will say Bandana Tank, Babydoll Tank Sew Along Part 2. There we go. So that way you'll have a Part 1 and a Part 2. I apologize. I haven't done many lives over here, so I guess I am a novice in learning. But I'm sure we've all been there. That's okay. I apologize if my machine is annoying. I had someone pop on earlier and tell me it sounded like mining equipment. So they just popped in to be negative. That's okay. You know, it is what it is. It's not an old machine, and I don't know if it's just how close my phone is. I don't know. But anyway, if it's bothering you, I apologize. Oh, let's get these threads. Because if I don't get them, I'll forget. There we go. All right, so let's sew the other casing. Try not to stick myself. Although, I'm not sure it's a sewing project if I don't stick myself the pin at least once. I'm very good at it. All right, so we're going to line it up very, very close to the edge. I'm almost following the seam on the bandana, and that's kind of what I'm sewing on. So let's get a little back stitch and get this pin out of the way. I do not sew over pins. I had a bad experience once. I didn't get hurt. It was enough to scare the dickens out of me, and so I just don't do it anymore, ever. Hey, thank you for the like. I don't know who threw that up, but I sure appreciate it. Sometimes I'm just sitting out here in the void, and I don't know if anyone's watching or listening, but I figure maybe at some point, since it gets saved, it might be helpful to somebody in the future. And we are coming up on the end. Let's do a little back stitch. Alrighty. So now we have our casings in. There we go. And alright, so now, you know, I put all of that, did a pink bobbin. But what I'm going to be doing now, because I'm going to be adding the lace trim, I'm going to, well, no, I'm going to be feeding it from underneath. So you know what I will do? I will change the bobbin that I just did. And I will put in, oh no, a white bobbin. It's going to be close. We're going to be playing bobbin chicken. Because that way, it won't show from the front. Oh, did I catch that? Nope. I lost the plate. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Man, it's a good thing you guys can't see my floor. I need to vacuum or sweep. Between all of the thread and just the general dust that happens when you sew fabric fibers and stuff, and my dog, I can never, ever, ever sweep enough. Okay. Alright, we're going to start. We're going to press one of the side seams open. No, that's the front seam. Where's the side seam? Here's a side seam. There we go. We're going to press that open with our fingers and just lay it flat. There we go. Let's put that down to hold it in place. And now we're going to take the white lace. I'm going to unwind all of it because I let it just dangle while I'm doing this. All right. Where's the end? Here it is. Is this going to be enough? I might need my second one. You know, I want to grab it. Hold on. Because I have two of these. I should have two of them. Yep. Okay. And it's no big deal if you have to use two sections, but you know what? I think this one is the shorter of the two. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because I know I'm going to be using all of this plus. There we go. Oh, ew, I hate when they tape it on the end. There we go. Okay. I wish they wouldn't do that, but I guess I can understand. Alrighty. Let's make sure this lace matches up. Oh my gosh. Did I grab the wrong one? Let me see. Because I have loads of... I always have loads and loads of lace. And there goes my phone again. I apologize. Ooh. Ah, I also have this lace. I forgot about this. Oh, this is pretty. Let's take a look at this. Let's open it up. I like this. I love this too. What do you guys think? So that it won't be ruffled. But, I mean, it will ruffle a little bit. Ooh. This is actually a lot nicer. What do you guys think? Hi, Chrissy. I think I'm going to go with this. Isn't it? I like this the best. I think this is really pretty. It's more of like a crocheted yarn. It's just like the fabric is 100% cotton. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with this. I think she'll love it. I love it. And there's 2 yards of this, so I should be more than fine. Ooh, yeah. Okay. I'm glad I kind of ran out and it gave me a chance to double check that because I think this is going to be so pretty. Okay. All right. Let's get this lined up. I don't tend to pin. I just leave it one long piece and just start sewing straight. So here we go. We are almost at the end of this project. Hard to believe. Yeah, oh, this is so pretty. I forgot that I had this, and I'm so glad I remembered. I love a crocheted lace. Sorry, just checking messages real quick. It was very nice of my friend Chrissy of Chrissy Crochet to stop by. She makes the cute, in fact, my cute little thread bin was made by Chrissy Crochet. Isn't that great? I love pink and gray together. That's where I put all of my little itty bitty thread scraps, things like that. Ooh, yeah, I'm loving this. I got a little twisted off the spool, but that's okay. We're doing good. What was it? Bob Ross, Happy Accidents. This was definitely a happy accident. Oh, I love this. I mean, I'll still use that other lace on something, but I am so glad that I had this available to use. So, happy accidents. Bob Ross, thank you for teaching us about happy accidents. Because, sometimes we get mired down and frustrated when we think we have the perfect idea. It doesn't work out, and then we are frustrated. Hold on. I'm going to need a little bit more. Okay. Oop, I'm going to need more. That's okay. I do have some more in my bin. So even if I don't get it all sewn on right now, I will go ahead and show you how it's looking, and then I will dig it out because I could have swore I had it all in the same place, but maybe I don't. Because I know I had 2 spools. When I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, I know I had 2 spools of that, but I only found the one. That's okay. This is still going to be gorgeous. Make sure we're lining up nice, and we are. Oh, and I don't need much more. I know. Where did that second piece go? Hold on. Let's hold that right there for a moment. Give me just a second. Where did I sit that? because I know I have it. Hold on. Did I put the rest of my white laces? I had it laying right here, I swear. Okay. It's okay. I'll finish this off. I'll show you how to put it together. Then I'll find, because this is all I have left, and I know it's here. So I'll find it. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and pin this, or cut this for now. Because I don't want to waste time. I wish I'd found this before I started and had it all together and ready. And that way you guys wouldn't have to wait on me. So I apologize. I'll plan better for my next live, I promise. Okay, let me go to move things around. Okay. All right. Move my bottled water out of the way. Because again, can't seem to get enough to drink. Is it up here? I have lace absolutely everywhere. Because I love lace. So I'm always buying lace. See, I even have like hot pink. Because that's fun too to use. Okay, so let's take a look at this. What's still on the floor? Oh, it's just my little tongs. Okay. Oh, I love this. I'll find the rest of that lace and put it on. Look how pretty this is. Isn't that lace beautiful across the bottom? So let's talk about how you finish this from now. We're going to turn it upside down like so. There we go. And we're going to take the long strap that we made. And where's my, here we go. We're going to grab our big safety pin. And we're going to feed it through the front panels and then the back panels. And then it's a matter of just adjusting it to the way that you like for the way it fits. So let's start. This is the part, actually, you know what's best? Because this is so wide, fold it in half and then put your pin through. It will make it easier to feed it. There we go. Hopefully this goes off without a hitch. Sometimes I feel like I'm fighting for my life, and other times it goes smooth. But because I'm on live, it'll probably be one of those times where I'm like, really? Okay. Now it's a good idea just to do small sections at a time and just pull. Because if you try to do too big of a section at a time, sometimes it can get knotted up, it can get really tight, and that gets frustrating. So you don't want to do that. So just do a few little gathers in at a time. And there we go. Ugh. We got to push through. Where's the hole? We're almost there. Come on. Where the fold is can be tricky. You know what I'm wondering? It might be better to do it this way because I folded a certain way, so it might be getting caught on the flap. So let's try coming off this side. Always something. But that's okay. We just overcome. If you can't get it through, sometimes you actually have to pop open your stitch of your casing and then sew it back, and that's okay. There we go. Smoother on this side. Hopefully we'll have as much luck on the other. Oh, come on. Pull through, pull through. There we go. Like I said, I told you this was going to be tight, but you want it to be. You don't want it to, the strap to constantly be, getting loose or whatever. You want to be able to control the gather so that you can maintain the coverage that you want. We're going to pull this on the end a little bit. And we are now through that panel. It's a little snug right here. Oh, my poor hands. There we go. Got it loose. Okay, and just pulling it all through. There we go. So does anyone have any questions? Oh. Anybody else have arthritis in their hands and struggle sometimes like I am right now? It happens. Not much I can do about it. I'm just grateful to still be able to sew. Ooh, I got it too tight over that. Okay. All right, now. I'm going to grab another. Whoops. I don't want to throw safety pins anywhere. That would be bad. Because they hurt just as bad when you step on them. Okay. So now here is the other part, and we have, I'm going to fold it in half. And start feeding. Let's make sure it's straight. Yep, we're doing good. Okay. And we're going to start feeding it on the other panel. I'll try to do better on this side, not to get it so tight, because it can be tough on your hands if it gets too tight. This is probably the most tedious part of the whole project. So, and honestly, on that front piece, I may pop that seam open because it is so tight. I don't want it to be so tight that it's difficult for her to adjust. Oh no, my safety pin popped open. Oh, that would be so bad. Do I have another pin that's maybe stronger? Yeah, I don't like that one. I need to throw that in the trash. This one feels... Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay, let's do it with this one. This one is a stronger safety pin. I don't know where that one safety pin was from. Probably from like one of those little sewing kits you get from a hotel. And I saved it. And I should probably just throw it away because That is no good when they pop like that. When you're feeding something through and it pops open, sometimes it's really difficult to get them out. This one is, it might be smaller, but it is definitely stronger, which is a good thing. And we are coming up on the halfway point of this. Oh, we're stuck in a fold. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to play with this. I am just not. If you come up to where the fold won't come through because you just can't feel it to get it through, here's what I do. I just pop a couple of the stitches. See, we're going to work to overcome. No matter what you do, nothing ever goes perfect, but that's okay. Sewing is about learning and overcoming obstacles sometimes. You have to think about things and figure it out. It's rare that anything ever goes 100% smoothly every time you do it. So, see, there's my little pin. And once I get this all taken through, I'll just stitch that tiny little part back together and it will be fine. Before this gets too tight on the end, I'm going to go ahead and just pull it out straight. There we go. And let's go back in. And we are now going through the second part. And we are heading into the end. So once you get this done, once you get it all fed through, all you do is adjust the strap to where you feel it's comfortable on you. And tie it on the shoulder. I am getting hand cramps, which is not unusual. Okay, made it to the end. There we go. All right, take the safety pin off the edges because I don't want to accidentally forget and leave them there. Where's the other one? There it is. Let's get the safety pin off of this side as well. There we go. Now a lot of times what I'll do is I will just simply grab the two edges together and pull everything in. Yep, that is going to be too tight. And you know what? I don't want her to struggle with adjustment, so I'm going to adjust the center seam just a little bit. Ooh, my hands. It's very tight through the center. And we definitely don't want that. So I'm going to do what I did to the back one. Just going to open it up, get it fed through the way I want, and then I will have just a tiny little piece in the seam that I'll stitch shut, and life will be good. And that way it'll be easier on her too. I want to make sure that she loves her tunic and that it's easy to adjust. Let's see, do we want to go that far? Probably not. That's probably a good strap size on this. Okay. And let's pull this one in as well. Now, she told me she is, I believe she's an extra large. So I'm going to try to do it about a size where I figure an extra large will be. Okay. All right. So let's tighten up that back just a little bit. We're going to adjust this over, tighten up this side. Okay. Okay, perfect. Let's just adjust these gathers over. So this is the part where you just kind of play around to kind of figure out how gathered you want it to be. And then you tie a bow. All right, so let's lay this out so you can see it. I'm going to adjust the front, pull some in on this side. There we go. Want a little bit more purple pulled in. Okay. Pull some in on this front side. Here we go. All right, let me get this out of the way. I don't want to knock anything into the floor. Let me lay it out nice for you. Okay. And there is the Babydoll top. So what's nice is you can adjust the tie whenever you want. You can adjust by pulling down, you make the sleeve bigger. So you can see you have plenty of room for your arm. And if you want more coverage, you just pull it up. And there we have it. So all I have to do is find that last piece of lace to finish off the bottom. I'm really glad I went with this lace. I think it looks fantastic. I like this the best. I think this looks fantastic on the bottom of here. So that is how you make a simple Babydoll tank tunic. We overcame some issues, didn't we? So let me turn you around. Oops, this way. I'm just going to pull this up. There we go. Oh, it is hot in here. That's okay. So there is the one that I had initially made. So that's really how to make. That's all you have to do to make them. They're not hard to make at all. Like I said, just putting through that last strap can be taxing on the hands just because you want it to be tight. So that makes it challenging feeding it through. But you want it to be able to hold like this. You don't want it to constantly be pulling in because you might expose more of yourself than you want to. So let's talk about a couple other things that you can do. I actually had someone, I had made an announcement on TikTok that I was going to be over here doing lives. And I think it was a contact. I think she was from Australia. And she said that she couldn't find any bandanas. Where did I get my bandanas? At the time, I didn't realize she was in Australia, so I told her, you know, you can get them anywhere: Amazon, Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, you know. And she said they didn't have any of those stores where she lived. But here's another option. And I haven't told her this. I should probably go back in the message and tell her. If you don't have bandanas, or maybe you don't want to use bandanas, if you cut 22 by 22 inch squares, actually, you're going to want to cut 23 inches or 22 and a half, because you're going to want to hem each square first just to get rid of raw edges, or serge them if you have a serger. You could do any kind of fabric you want for these. You know, what might be really cute is doing like chambray fabric, like a chambray with, you know, for one panel, and maybe a bandana like red or yellow or something on the other side. So you could do a chambray. You could use any kind of fabric. You can make your own quote unquote bandanas. If you don't want to have, like, if say you want all the same color, you don't have to cut them into 22-inch squares. I would just cut 44 inches across, and then, you know, or 45 inches across, and then just give it a hem, and then figure out how long, how long you want it to be, and do the same thing. Because basically what we're making is traditionally called a pillowcase top. I know my mom used to make them for me when I was really, really little. I've made some for my cousin's little girls. And they're cute, simple way to have something to wear when it's blistering hot and humid during the summer months. And that's how it gets here. Where I live, August is unbearable. You just don't want anything touching you. So thank you guys for joining me today. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I hope that you got to watch part 1 and now part 2. And like I said, we had to overcome a couple of things. That's okay. I am going to go now and find that last little piece of lace just to put on the bottom of this bandana tunic. And I'll probably do like a video short about it too, just so everyone can see it completely done. Maybe I'll put it on my mannequin so everyone can see it. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys being here. I really want to grow this channel. I want to be able to do more of this type of content without the technical glitches and the coughing. So I hope to be here more, and I hope you'll join me. So everyone have a great afternoon, and I will see you very soon.